Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my darling sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, see?
Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart.
Susie went stupid. Shut up. Shut up.
Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my darling sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
Oh my God. Shut up, girl. I don't know what happened there. I got a new setup and I don't know what's going on here.
Money. I found out that money is the most important thing in the world, and I don't intend ever to be without it again. I'm going to...
Okay, fine.
Well, what's on the television then? Looks like a penguin.
Oh, it's just Susie Q96 and her little dog Toto. Her little cat M3. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this or not. I just now got one computer working, so we'll see. Let's see who's in the house already. Furry Plants and Coins. I just got done making a package for you. Jackalope. Oh, there's my Dawn. There's my Doug Harding. Doug, you need to send me your new address. And I will get you an invoice done up in a day or so. I just now finally got my new computer where I can use it. And a lot of my other stuff is on my old computer. So I'm going to work on that tomorrow when I have somebody here to help me move electronical equipments around. But I am working on the packages. I've been having this weird health issue, and the doctors don't know what's causing it. They listen to my lungs and everything sounds good, and they checked all my blood and everything looked good. But I get up to walk across the apartment and I get about 10 feet and I can't breathe. So we think it's either got something to do with my AFib making me dizzy, or is something going on with the IgG4 in my brain. So Friday, I'm going to see the guy that did my brain biopsy and actually discovered that I have the IgG4. And he's going to run some tests and see if anything has changed in there. But in the meantime, I get up in the morning with every intent of working on all these things, and then I stand up and go to walk across the apartment, and it's like, ooh, let's get on the helicopter. Round and round she goes. So, hey, Patty, I'm glad to see you. Well, the depends joke, Doug, I've got a better one than that on depends. My friend Kathy, God rest her soul, when I first started having all these digestive issues, and she'd come up to Michigan to visit me because that's where she was originally from, and we knew each other forever. So she comes up there one day to see me, and we were going to go up to the Bay City recreation area up on Lake Huron, and I said, oh, wait a minute, let me run back in the house and get some extra undies. And she said, oh, are you going to get some pretends? And I said, don't you mean depends? And she said, no, I mean pretends. Pretend you can still get to the bathroom. So from that point on, they've been pretends. Hi, Rhonda. Yeah, I bet the doctor did tell you to get some rest. They tell me to do that all the time. But I think my problem may be that I have rested too much. And now I can't get my strength back. I really don't know. Obviously, I did not get to the car wash to get any car wash quarters for today's escapade. But I remember we had that box of pennies that I only got through maybe 5 rolls. And I'm going to show you the 3 things we had found before we were so rudely interrupted. And then I'm going to show you some stuff I got in the mail while I was sick. But we got this in the box. This so far has been the only Wheatie. And then we got this 73S. I'm always on the lookout for S pennies because we just don't get many of those here. And then we got a pretty decent Lincoln Life series, one that's in pretty decent shape. So that's where we're at so far. Now, this box, because of sheer neglect, has gotten slightly corrupted. And what I mean by that is 1 roll got broken open when I was carrying it in. So I just have thrown them up here on the table. And then when we moved my old computer, there were some pennies under it. So I have thrown them onto that pile as well. So I will tell you, I did glance at those only to make sure that there was no Canadian or foreign coins in it, because I did spill a box of foreign coins. So the other pennies here, I don't know. I've got my cheat sheet. We're on the new computer, so hopefully we won't crash and burn. That would be nice. But it has closed my chat for some reason. I'm still having navigational issues. Oh, come on. What's going on with my mouse? There it is. All right. Let's get over here and get my comment window opened up. All right. So before I jump into the pennies, I think I'm going to show you some groovy things I got in the mail. And some of these are going to end up in giveaways, but some of them are just so darn special. And I am going to make a separate mail call video for these. But I want to show you guys one of the coolest things. I almost cried when I got this, and it doesn't really have to do with coins. But it does have to do with my channel. And it is so awesome. I'm going to read you the note. Well, first I'm going to show you this card that says, "You are the cat's meow." And then it says, "Dear Susie Q96, thought you might enjoy a small album to put some fun pictures of the M3 into. Love your channel and the fun you create for others. Sincerely, your friend, Leanne Crawford." And Leanne made me the coolest thing. It's really not for me. It's really for M3. Let me show you this. I can get this off. This was on the outside of the package. It says, "Cats make me happy." And then in the package is M3's very own photo album. And you can see here it says M3, the Mysterian Cat, love my cat. And then it has all these really cool places in it for me to put pictures of our little stinker M3. This is just the coolest little photo album. Has all these great cat graphics and places to put his photos in. Now, I don't know if Leanne sells these, but she should be, because these are the coolest thing. It got just perfect up here and a place for his picture. And then this page just has meow, meow, meows. And then this one, all you need is love and a cat. It is just the coolest little photo album. This is The Road to My Heart is Paved with Paw Prints. And then on the back, that is just so cool. Leanne, that is absolutely freaking awesome. And I'm going to get us some photos of M extracted from some of his on-screen antics. Of course, there's going to have to be a banana one. Oops. I dropped one of these little cards. Let me get that real quick so it doesn't get messed up. So, Leanne, that is just fabulous. Thank you so much. I was grinning from ear to ear when I opened that. Let me see, what else do I have here? Yeah, I love this scope, but what I really love is the stand. Oh, what happened, Rhonda? Not sure if I heard. Yeah, I had to go have. Oh, wow. I am so sorry, Rhonda. That's way worse than my gallstones for sure. Yep. That's what's happening with me, Rhonda. I sat there and calculated it out the other night. And I have had one thing after another, constant, no break since November. Not even like a week break. Okay, and then I got a sticker pack that I won over on Digging with Deej. I got a K's Digging It. I got a Practical Kin. I got a Team Black Diamond. Now, I do have some extra black diamonds, so I'll be giving some of those out. Ohio Metal Maven. Michigan Gems. This is actually a magnet, and I do have an extra of those. That's a pretty cool one. And this is my favorite gal right here. This gal has done so much for me. Digging with Deej. She even went down and looked at the apartments that I'm supposed to move into in Michigan for me. There's the Vault Coin Collecting. This is also a magnet. Team Lynch. I love Team Lynch. The beach is our sandbox. Got Banshee Mining. Got Can Do Veteran with a little doobie on it. I love this one. Future Bleeps Metal Detecting. That is one cool sticker right there. That's awesome. Florida's here. Mikey's here. And of course, my friend Dawn is here. Metal Detecting Brooklyn. I've been following them for a long time. Here's a new or different Park Rat Metal Detecting. I have some Park Rat stickers, but not that one. This is Dawn and Shelley. Can You Dig It? The Underground Buddha. This was quite a sticker pack here. Stories Lost and Found. And Jeff's Obsession. So I won those on Digging with Deej a while back. And of course, my mail stacked up when I was in the hospital. So that was, and she had to take one sticker out because it was my channel sticker. We didn't think I needed to get one of those back. So then this is one of the coolest things ever. This is not coin relating, but it did come from a coin channel. This is a gift I received from Spray Can. He was giving away a bunch of things on there, and I saw this harmonica, this blues band Hohner International harmonica. Now, my friend from way back in the 70s, his name is Wally Dents, and Wally Dents is probably one of the best harmonica players in the world, to the point that he worked for Hohner International and went all around the world with harmonicas like this, playing blues harp, and basically, he was their harmonica blues rep. Well, when I saw this, I immediately thought about my friend Wally. Now, Wally later went on to play in the Henry Paul Band, which is an offshoot of the Outlaws. And for the last 3-4 decades now, he has been the bass player, harmonica player, road manager, business dude, everything for the Bellamy Brothers. So I just happened to mention, that my friend Wally had been the Hohner Blues harmonica rep. And so Spray Can sent me this harmonica, and I asked him where he got it, because I can tell by the price on the bottom of the box that that's not the real price of this. And he said that a friend of his grandfather had died and had a couple of these. So I was really tickled to have this, because it's just a memory of mine from my college days, and it's an awesome thing. I don't know if I'll ever take it out of the box. I might send it to Wally. Who knows? Okay. I'm not going to show you part of what Florida Metal Detecting sent me. And the reason I'm not is because I'm going to wear that item on my Wednesday show. And so I don't want to put it out here now. But I will tell you, Florida Metal Detecting has the coolest shirts ever. Ever. I wore it, and that's the most comfortable shirt I ever wore, and you'll get to see all of it. I promised I would come on camera if someone sent me their merchandise to wear. So y'all are going to get to see me on camera probably for the first time in a year. Maybe actually, about a year, because that's about how long ago I lost all my hair. Patty, I don't think there's anything in there. I didn't see anything in there with your name on it. I'm going to make the list tomorrow when I've got my aide here, so she can, as I put them on the list, she can put them in the box, because I did get behind and there was nothing I could do about it. I mean, I've been really sick. They almost lost me, because I almost went septic on them. And partially my fault, because you guys know I was struggling trying to do my shows, and I kept saying my stomach was upset and I didn't know what was going on. Well, I kept thinking it was just to do with my regularly scheduled digestive mess. But it turned out it was way more serious than that, and I was very, very lucky. Okay, let me get back to the scope. I do have some coins, and I don't know where I put them, that also came from Florida Metal Detecting. They're here. I have that shirt in a separate container. So, but anyway, he also sent some giveaway coins. So we have that. And then I got one more set of coins. And these came from Sir Benji. Now, these first three were, somebody got me some rolls to search on Benji's channel. And I didn't get anything in my rolls, I thought. But I did get as a consolation prize this, which I can't read the date on, this buffalo. Let's see what it looks like. It looks like 1929, maybe. Y'all want to loan me an eye on this one? But it looks like 1929. So if anybody else wants to input on that, I think that's what it says. $29. Okay, so that's what I thought it was. And then this one is a war nickel. This one's got the P. This is a 44p war nickel, also from Sir Benji. And then I have a 1942 silver quarter. So those were my consolation prizes from there not being anything in the rolls. But then he went above and beyond the Call of Duty. I love me some Sir Benji. He's one of my Michiganders. I had one week gotten my Kennedy Half books out, and I just mentioned that I had not worked on them, and so I didn't have most of the NIFCs, the newer ones, that I just didn't have them. So he sent me an incredible pile of NIFCs. There's a 2008D. Whoops, got a staple stuck on my glove. I mean, and these are all in beautiful condition to go in my book. There's my 2010D. Oh, somebody's dinging me. Here is 2012P. I mean, these are all beautiful to go in my album. There's a 2003D. I mean, there's a whole stack of them. It's amazing. 2005P. Now, if I already have some of these will go in the gift away box, but 2004D. But I got to check my album first. 2011D. It's a little warm in here. a 2006P, and a 2002D. So he sent me all those NIFCs to go in my $50 albums. So that's pretty awesome. And like I said, I do have coins here from Florida Metal Detecting, but they're in a separate group because they came in before these 4 packages. These 4 were in my mailbox when I got out of the hospital, and my aide went to pick up my mail, found all those groovy things down there. Oh, what we got here? Oh, all right, duckies. So anyway, I will be doing a better mail call for each one of those. Patty found a silver ring with lots of over 30 diamonds. Woohoo! Yeah, Patty, she's the ring queen. I'm telling you. She finds some good stuff. I got to turn the fan on. Hang on, folks. I'm getting all hot and bothered here looking at all these cool coins. Oh, there we go. All righty. Now we're going to go through some pennies. Like I said, I've got this whole pile. It's part of a roll and part of what came off the floor. Yeah, I'd love to try out the legend. I'm seeing so much good stuff about the legend, but I just, right now I can barely get out and use my, yeah, really, Jacqueline, I had no idea. Every once in a while, I would like pop in his stream and he'd say something about, oh, there's one for Susie. And I'm like, what's he talking about? And then when I got the envelope and it had all those $50 in it, and I'm sure I need most of them in my album, but whatever I don't need, I'll pass along because I don't stack coins. I'm not in it to stack them. If I have one good representative sample for each year, that's all I want. So I pass the others along. Okay. And I got a whole big container here of things for a deal I'm doing with Doug Harding now that Dougie has gotten moved. Anyway, this first stack, like I said, this is a roll that broke open combined with coins we found on the floor and under my old computer. Yeah, oh, I got some other pictures. Wait till you guys see on Wednesday night. They're all coins, but they're metal detected coins. I missed a big trip to North Carolina with my local detecting buddies, and they got a permission where an old school was located, and also there had been an old house on that farm or on that land, and my friends found some fabulous coins. And you guys have heard me talk about my buddy Tony. We call him Fig. He comes in once in a while, but anyway, Fig sent me a bunch of pictures of the coins they found. And there was a barber quarter, there was some mercs, there was just all kinds of really nice coins. And so I'm going to share those on Wednesday night. We're actually going to have a pretty good Wednesday night metal detecting show if I can managed to not get sick. But, yeah, I must have spilled some 82s because there's a bunch of 82s and 83s. We'll probably be finding some more in the next couple of days. I still have to set my old computer back up so I can move some data. Yeah, this is an older find. I remember finding this and I saved it because that looked like a heart. The way the stain is on it, I thought it looked like a heart. So, anyway. Oh, and those of you who have been in the stream before, when my brother has come in, yeah, doesn't that look like a heart? But it's a natural stain. It's not drawn on there. Anyway, those of you who have conversed with my brother Dan when he pops in the stream once in a while, I don't know if he's lurking in the background or not, but he's been a little under the weather. He's got COPD, and he's been a little under the weather the last few days. So if y'all could include him on your prayers and good vibes. I don't like it when my brother's sick. And he postponed telling me he was sick because I was in the hospital, so he didn't want me to know. That's the kind of brother I got. He's pretty darn cool, dude. Yeah, I saved that one with the heart on it. I thought I might make a piece of jewelry out of that because I just thought that was such an interesting pattern. Oh, and if I happen to find a Weedy or a Canadian in here tonight, we're going to be playing Guess the Date, and I'll have a little something to give away. I don't want to get too crazy on the giveaways until I get these other ones sent out. But I am going to have some metal detecting giveaways Wednesday night, including one of those Florida metal detecting t-shirts that I am raving about, and somebody's going to be a happy camper. Yep. I'm telling you, I have never worn a more comfortable shirt in my life. You guys will definitely want to check those out. Just, I'm so impressed. So anyway, I've got 4 rolls of pennies here. Well, 5, counting this stack of strays. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be working on tonight is... All right, Patty. Try and come in on Wednesday when we're doing the sweeping the dirt. And send me the picture. I want to see that fancy schmancy ring you found. That sounds real interesting. Oh, what we got? 82. Another, like I said, I think some 82s got spilled on the floor, and that's why I keep finding them. Copper hopper. So anyway, for those that missed, thank you, Patty. For those that missed out, I ended up going to the hospital with gallstones, and oh boy, was a whole new experience. Yeah, the 82s are probably an M3 kick it off the desk thing. He did that one night. I had a cap to the copper hopper up there, and I was putting 82s in it, and here we go. It's time to play. When was I made? Closest without going over. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I ended up with coins all over the place again. Trying to maneuver with with two computers on the desk at the same time, trying to transfer software. Ooh, there goes my Harry Potter glasses. Those are like magnify times 4. Oh my goodness. What is this? Okay. Looks like something. Ugh. I have this new medicine that I've been having to take. And I don't know if anybody else has had this nasty sensation where they give you a medication and it makes everything taste like metal in your mouth. It's just thick. Well, it's making me crazy. It tastes disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, let's see what's in here. I'm trying to find a prize. Okay. Yeah, that'll work for now. Yeah, I gotta get this stuff organized. This place is a mess. Like a pig live off in here. Okay, Jackalope says 56. Kit. Oh, hi, Kit. I was thinking about you earlier. I was thinking about my IgG4 thing. Where are we at? Jackalope 56, Kit 43, Furry 49, Dawn 43. One of you guys need, Dawn, you need to pick another one. Jackalope's already got Kit. I mean, Kit's already got 43. God, I can't even see today. Rhonda says 52. Mikey says 50. Jimmy Licari, hi, honey. Guess what year you think this Wheatie is? I'm going to give away a couple of those fancy women's quarters. I was looking for a good Wheatie to give away, but I haven't got them sorted out yet. All right, guess a date, Jimmy. I got 10 people in here, so it's safe. All right. I don't think anybody had 46. Are we ready to flip her over? Here we go. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Cat fur. 44. 1944. We need closest without going over. Okay, where are we at? Scroll back up. We got Kit with 43. I don't see anybody. Dawn had 45. She was over. It's Kit. It's Kit. All right. Good job, Kit. Let me show you what you've won. You have Oops, let me get her turned around here. A Bessie Coleman from the women's series. 2023P. Looks to be in pretty uncirculated looking shape. And this one doesn't have a case, but this is the Maya Angelou. I believe that's 2022 series. Yes. So there you go, my friend Kit. Good guessing. Good guessing. Come on. I'm trying to get the envelope. The envelope, please. Today is the 15th. Would help if I'd write on the envelope instead of my desk. Yeah, been a while since I've been on. Well, I was on yesterday for a little bit, but I wasn't doing any actual what did I do with that quarter? Maya! Where'd I put you, Maya? Well, she'll get in there. She's here somewhere. All right, put that over there. And, oh, she's still under the scope. Duh. Oh, I'm a mess. You lose it when you don't get in here. All right, Dawn, thanks for coming in, sweetie. SkyQuest! Yeah, go lie back down. All righty. Carry on. Oh, I gotta quit leaning on the keyboard. See if we got a wide open spaces. Oh yeah, I remember this one. This was the one we couldn't decide if it was actually a wide or not. Okay, we're gonna set that aside. Ugh. Got that icky metal taste in my mouth. Ugh. Scooby Dooby. 87. Oh, we got a Canadian. We got a Canadian. So we're going to do a guess on what year this Canadian is. While I find something else to give away. Yep. Closest without going over. Closest without going over. Give you all a minute to tally up your guess. Found another stack of pennies. I don't have any idea what they are. I'm just throwing them in the pile because I want them off my desk. And I don't know if they've been searched or not. So, just throw them there. There's James Eller. Hi, James. I got your chain for your duck and your chicken. It's a 22-inch. It's not sterling, though. It's silver plated. They were supposed to send me the sterling one, and they didn't. But it's a really nice chain, so I think you'll be happy with it. So, oops. Get that dime out of there. Okie dokie. Everybody got a guess in on what year this Canadian penny is? Jackalope says 83. SkyQuest 57. Kit 63. Doug 78. Furry 68. Lakari 71. I'll send you a picture of it, James. 79 and 95. Okay. We're going to flip her over. I haven't even decided what we're going to give away on this Canadian yet. We may just give away the Canadian. It is a 1980. Closest without going over. Let me get back up to the beginning. Okay, Jackalope's over. SkyQuest 57. Kit 63. Doug 78. Mikey 79. It's Mikey for the win. Mikey for the win. Hey, Sir Benji. Ooh, that sounds good. Cracker Barrel. Okay, Mikey, you got the Canadian penny. I just have to put a note up here. In fact, I should give you a different Canadian penny, only because I need that one for the box count. But you will get a Canadian penny. There we go. Here's my box of Canadians in here. Let me grab you one out of here, because I don't have a book for them. I will probably start saving them when I get back to Michigan. Okay, I'm going to send you a 62. That's a little bit more collectible anyway. And and Mikey, I did get the thing from your mom. So there, I'll get on that in a day or two. I'm still trying to get caught up. All right. Let's move on, or we're never going to get to the end here. Copper. Ooh, excuse me. Oops, I needed to check that for a white AM, and I didn't. I forget sometimes what I'm looking for. I go back to the coppers anyway, so. 82. It's hot in here today. 95. Copper. 62. Copper. I gotta go back through all of those anyway, so I'm trying to speed along here a little bit. Ooh, close, but no cigar. More copper. That's one thing. This box has had a lot of copper. Very close, but not quite in the wheat field. Ooh, that's a nice looking 66. 62. Gotta look at them. There's a lot of things going on with those early 60s coins. It It is so hot in my apartment, I actually am sweating. That's scary. Last chain I had. Yeah, it probably is, but it's the right weight for the size of those charms. If I put those charms on a big heavy box, they would look stupid. I mean, it's not a flimsy chain, but it's not a big, ginormous, heavy gangster type chain either. It's the appropriate size for what's going on it. Like I said, yeah, I did, Jackal. Well, the 95 I actually looked at already, but all of those 82s and 83s, I have a separate container for them. Then I have a separate container for anything that's copper. And then I have another container that everything else goes in. But I have my cheat sheet right here where I'm looking at things for like DDOs and white AMs and all of that stuff. And then when I go back through at the end, I go back through all my coppers and look at them again. But I'm actually sorting into multiple containers. Hey, Clarks, it's the Covers. The Covers is here. The Covers is here. Woohoo. So, yeah, I go back through all of that stuff. Like I said, I'm sorting into multiple containers because if I take time, I'm so slow because I have to kind of look at everything through the scope due to my eyesight. So if I take time to do all that online, we'd never get through the first roll. We're still trying to get through the first roll tonight. So what I do is I sort into the multiple containers and then I go back through as I'm starting to roll things up. And I've got a ton of 82s and 83s that have to be searched. I mean, containers of them. But yeah, that's how I do it so that we can get through in something resembling an expedient manner. Oh yeah, I've got my whole little book here that has all my I mean, you can't see it under the scope, but it has all my things that I'm looking for on different years. And then I have, that's my 82, 83 tub. This is my copper container. And then I have this blue plastic trash can looking thing that everything else goes in. So, but yeah, it all gets looked at. It just, I can't always do it on camera or we would just be here way too long. It's kind of like the guys that do the $50 and they basically look for the FGs and the silver, and then they go back through the rest of it later on because people would never get to their rolls if you did all of that. And especially with my eyesight being what it is, this is just the way it works best for me. I do a similar thing with my quarters. I don't search for all of the obscure errors and stuff online, but I do go back and go through them again before they leave the house. So that's one reason it takes me forever. But it's the most expedient way for me. So, and simply because I hate them, I do not search shield pennies. I throw them all back, and if anybody wants to hunt those for errors and anomalies, they are welcome to, but I just can't stand them. This is 84s are one of my favorites to look for the double ear on Lincoln. That's a quick one that you can look at. Yeah, I don't search shield pennies. They're just an annoyance to me. And I guess it's because I'm a metal detectorist and I hate finding those eaten up shields out there. Copper. And I also, before anybody asks, oops, there's a 69. I'm still saving those for somebody. Before anybody asks, I do not save my copper. I set it aside, I research it, and then I send it back. And that is because I do not have the space to hoard copper pennies. I just do not have the room. My apartment is less than 500 square feet, and I got too much stuff. So, no, I do not. But I do, at the end of the box, I will weigh how much copper I pulled out of the box. Oh, we're going to play a game. We got another Canadian. Got another Canadian penny. We're going to guess what year. Closest without going over. Goody, that'll give me a chance to get a drink. While y'all figure out how to save the queen, which I think it's a little late for that. Oh, I lost my drink. Where's my drink? I can't find my drink. Oh, there it is, way over there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. Well, Friday they're going to do a bunch of tests on my eyes, and then I'm going to have to go back to the ophthalmologist. Yeah, I used to save the copper jackalope, but I had boxes of copper pennies, and nobody wanted to make a deal on them because they cost so much to ship. So I finally rolled them up, but I threw them back in with other ones, just so whoever the next person to get all those rolls was has something amusing to look at. All right, let me see. Jackalope says 64, Eller 78, Doug Harding 73. You won't believe it, Kit. They told me it would be 3 to 4 months, and that was like 2 months ago. So last week, after I got back from the hospital and I couldn't do a whole lot of things, I started making phone calls and sending emails and stuff to the places that I'm on the list for. And it was still 3 to 4 months. So this time I said, well, how many people are ahead of me? And number 56. And my heart just sunk because I haven't moved at all. The list has not moved. So earlier I was talking about my girl, Deej. And so Deej only lives about 15, 20 minutes away from those apartments. So she decides she's going to go down there. God bless her. I love me some Deej. And so she went down there. And this was also a reconnaissance mission where she could kind of see what the place is like and see what the neighborhood's like and talk to the management and see if the management seems like they're being truthful or whatever. So Deej goes down there, and of course there's nothing she can do to make it move any faster. But she did say it's in a really nice neighborhood. The apartments are really clean. Everything was well maintained. The lawn guys were out taking care of stuff. And in the course of doing this, she started talking to one of the employees. And yeah, I know I was too sick to sit up and watch when she was on, but I went back and watched some of it later. Anyway, so she finds somebody that works there, and they told her that there's another low income senior place similar to this that's just about ready to open. And this employee told her a whole bunch of people have put in applications to try to get into the new one. Well, number one, that new one's going to be more expensive than the one I'm looking at. And number two, if all these people are going to be moving out and going over to this newer one, I'm going to focus on the older one, because if a whole bunch of people move over to the new one, I'm going to shoot up that list pretty quick. But she forgot to get the name of the new place, because I'm going to try to get on their waiting list as well. But I think if all these people actually vacate and go over to the new place, then I'll have a better shot in this one. And so right now, that's where I'm at. And since I was sick and in the hospital, I'm way behind on getting this stuff out of my storage and getting things sold. So that actually might be a blessing in disguise, where I'm not going to all of a sudden get slapped with a "you got to move in a week" thing. So, and I am scheduled June the 15th to get an implant in my heart. It's called a Watchman, and it's a minimally invasive procedure that blocks blood clots from getting into your heart, and it stops AFib, and it will allow me to get off the blood thinners and the heart medication. And the guy that's doing that here in Virginia is an expert in it. So this may be a blessing in disguise. I can go ahead and get all that done, which is part of what they want done before they can start my treatment in Michigan. Where is that, Jackalope? The new one that you're talking about? If you don't mind my asking. Okay, let me flip this Canadian over. And we'll see how good our guessers are. Oops. Turn it around. Uno centavo. I got my finger right over that date. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to double check. 64. Oh yeah, it's got like a 180, I think, something like that was what they said on the new one. And the one I'm moving into also has over 100. So, okay, who won? Help me out, guys. Jackalope! Woohoo! Right on the penny. All right. Good job, Jackalope. Okay. Now, since I need to keep this one for the box, I'll go into my Canada box and get you one. Whoop! I just dropped one. Well, we'll have to find that tomorrow. I'm having a terrible time. I have gloves on, and Okay, let me see what I got in here. I can give you, see what that is. Oops, put that over. I'm going to give you a 79 out of the Canada box so I can keep the one for the box inventory. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that's where we're at. And since I have to get this implant so I can get off of these other meds before they will start my treatment in Michigan anyway, it's probably a blessing in disguise that I'm going to get it done here. And they say the recovery time on it is very short. One of my good friends has this implant, and he said it changed his whole life, getting off the blood thinners and getting the AFib under control. He's actually gone back to work, and he's in his 80s. Yeah, pretty amazing. And everybody, for the condition I have, this AFib's driving me nuts. So I'll be real happy to get that taken care of. So when it opens, I should have a place then. Yeah, that's what it's kind of looking like, because what this employee told Deej was that a whole bunch of people were applying to move to the new one. I'm like, fine, let them move. There's nothing wrong with the one I'm trying to get in. Yeah, well, you see, you won the charms, James. You won the duck in the duck race, and then you won the chicken in the duck race. So I'm just going to throw the chain in. You don't owe me anything for that. So this is basically your giveaway prize. So you came out of that one smelling like a rose. It didn't cost you anything. So that's how that worked out. You're the only person, by the way, at this point, James, who has won both the first place and the last place prize in the duck race. You won the duck for winning, and then the last one we had, you were dead last, so I gave you the chicken because your duck was too chicken to jump in. So, and then I had to order some more chain because I needed to I actually order chain on a spool, and then I put my own clasps and things on it, because that way I can cut the chains to whatever length someone needs, because I have a couple of ladies that don't like 16 or 18-inch chains. They want 22s like you. So that way I can make the chain whatever length is needed, and I knew you needed a 22, so there's that. Oh yeah, I gotta, Archaeology Mikey, are you still in the house? If you are, I need to know what length you need for your mom's necklace. And Sir Benji, who I think is eating his dinner right now, but if he's still in here, I need to know. Yeah, I need to know what length chain, Mikey, for your mom's necklace. Standard is 18. 16s are almost a choker or a child's. And then, of course, some people like the longer one. Well, you said 22, so that's what I made. I can switch that out and make it a 24. James, because I did make a couple of 24s. I have one lady who is, let's just say, extremely well endowed, and she likes a longer chain. So I can take that 22 and use that for her and just make you a 24 if you think that's necessary. It only takes me a few minutes to put the clasps on. Oh, no double ear on there. Okay, thanks, Mikey. I have some real nice 18s, Mikey, that I think your mom would like. That 18 is what I used on your aunt's squirrel necklace. So, all right. Yeah, we're going to have a duck race Wednesday night. I'm not doing one tonight, but we will be doing one Wednesday. Trying to speed things up a little here. We are using the new computer tonight, but I don't have everything on it yet. I just got it set up on my desk today, and No, that's okay, James. I don't want to send you something that's not going to fit, you know? That's one of the reasons on the duck race I started offering a choice between earrings, bracelet, or necklace, or a keychain, because I don't want to send people stuff they're not going to enjoy. It's like, I don't like a real short necklace. I never have. I always wore ones that kind of came down to the center of my chest, even when I was young and skinny. Yeah, I did something the other day that I shouldn't have done, but I did it so that I would not lose my spot. And I about messed myself up, but I went to the opening day of our local farmers market. This is the first time we've had a Thursday and Saturday market. Well, I didn't take a whole bunch of stuff. I just took sheet music, jewelry, and critters. But I about overdid it. It was too much, but I wore that really cool shirt that you guys are going to see. So, anyway, a lot of people liked the critters, and it gave me a chance to look at all the critters. So, and sort of figure out how I'm going to do the displays, but I'm not going to be doing like the big setup with the tent and all that. I just have a little 7-foot wide table, or 7 foot long, 5 feet wide, something like that. And but I told her, I said, I don't think I'm healthy enough to come back this week. I'm going to skip this week. And we'll see how I feel after I finish all of these antibiotics and everything. They got to figure out why I'm out of breath when they're saying there's nothing wrong with my breathing. Well, there's something wrong in there somewhere, folks. Oh, ow. All right, where am I at here? here looks normal. Man, all this, and I haven't even made it through a roll and a half yet. Nope, no close AM there. But I'm getting rid of all these loose pennies, and that's a big deal because I don't like coins lying all over the place, and I don't know what they are. I don't know if I've looked at them before. It gets messy. It gets messy. And it's a waste of time if I've already looked at them. But these kind of got picked up from all over the place. Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff under my computer when I moved it. So, we'll see how it goes. But I need to start getting some of the jewelry photographed. Okay, I'm back. Had to take daughter's temperature. Poor kid is sick. Okay, Jack. I'll put it back in the gift away box. Thank you. Now, Jack, I forget. Where do you live again? I get brain fog anymore. Another 81. Well, I'm almost done with this stack. 82. 84. Here looks okay. Whee! Scooby. Yeah, I've got to get started on my stuff that's in my storage. I was signed up to do this great big annual flea market thing, but I'm not going to be able to do that. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I know I can't manage 4 days out there. Okay, we're looking for a DDODO. Yeah, this is one of the great tricks I learned early on from Archaeology Mikey. Equal distance from Flint, Detroit, Port Huron, and Saginaw. Yeah, one of the places I'm on the list for is over by Frankenmuth, going towards Saginaw. And then this other one is between Burton and Davison. And yeah, that one that they're talking about, that may be the one where you are. Yeah, oh, this is a trick Mikey taught me a long time ago, was if you saw a shadow or something and you thought it might be a doubling, to turn your coin. And a lot of times then those shadows will go away, because like if you look at this 5 from this way, it kind of has a little shadow around it, but then if you turn it, there's nothing there. Learned that a long time from Mikey. When I first started doing coins, because this didn't start out as a coin channel. This started out as a metal detecting channel, but then COVID moved in. And where I lived at the time, we were in complete lockdown. So I started working on my coins. Okay, well, we've done 2 rolls. We found a couple of Canadians. That's about it. Let's open one more here. See what we got. Mikey doing his homework like a good boy. Yeah. Another 74. Yeah, Mikey moved to an area that I am very familiar with on the edge of Tampa. I know that area real well. I went to college down there. So what's going on with that 6? That's a weird looking 6. Like it didn't close all the way. See, it like drops right there. Hey, Tad! I don't know about that. That's weird. Is that normal? Don't know if that's normal. I'll set that aside for right now. I feel better since I turned the fan on. Yeah, I found out back when I got this box. One of the girls at the bank told me there's a couple other people been getting penny boxes lately. And I kind of think this box has already been picked because I'm not finding much. But I got a lot left to do on this box. It got interrupted. All right, hi and bye. Well, I think I already got yours. I got the right address on yours, James, and I just send everybody's out at the same time. I don't. I do them all the same because I do them through my pirate ship. So that's just, and it automatically usually provides me tracking numbers. So it's more trouble to undo that than it is just to leave my thing set the way it is. I just sit down one day and I do them all at once. And then my home health aide takes everything down to the post office and brings all my mail back. And that's just, whoop, come back here, you little stinker. That's just how it works. So some people get mad because I'm slow. Some people get mad because I'm fast. And my attitude is, hey, it's free. you know, you're getting something for nothing. That's a weird looking thing. It's dirty, weird, dirty. Do, 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 do. Oh, this roll's not been too productive. Whew. So yeah, I'm in that same boat, Social Security and SSI. But oh yeah, I don't know if Florida Metal Detecting is still in here or not, but if he is, y'all need to thank Dwayne. He sent another contribution for postage, in addition to sending us some gift away things. So every once in a while, somebody sneaks some cool stuff in there, helps us out. I'm hoping to be a little more organized once I can get some of this. Another guessing game. Another Canadian. Another Canadian. Ain't she pretty? Guess the date without going over. Without going over. Without going over. I'll give you a minute or two. Not very many folks in here. I've lost most of my viewing audience, unfortunately, because I'm so sporadic due to my health issues. And all of those watch hours that we worked so hard for, they've taken almost all of them away from me again. So I've just kind of given up on that. I'm not going to be able to, anytime in the foreseeable future, finance the channel that way. So we'll just have to muddle along. You know, I'm not going to sweat it anymore. It was a goal, and I didn't reach the goal because the goal was to do it by my birthday. Well, that was a couple months ago, and that didn't happen. And until I can start getting real medical treatment, it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, I would appreciate it if you watch my videos and stuff, but you guys study on this for a second. I got to go get me a water bottle. Oh, well. Crash, boom, bang. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I've been here throwing stuff, making a terrible mess. All because I decided I wanted lemonade instead of water. All right, what we got here? 63, 81, 62, 67, 66. Yeah, you do kind of have an unfair advantage. The closer you get to the Canadian border, you know, and down here I don't collect them, and the ones that I have mostly came from when I was in Michigan, because I would get them in my change. Especially if you're like, I go up to, when I lived there, I had a flea market booth in Bay City, and I would get Canadian coins a lot in Bay City. And I would imagine people in Detroit probably do too. All right, well, let's flip her over, see what we got. And $82. Okay, looks like Archaeology Mikey with 1981. You went over, Jack. But Mikey got it. It's a 82 and Mikey put 81. So that's pretty good. Mikey's good with his coins now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that one that Jackalope gave me back, I'm going to put that in Mikey's prize package. I'll pass that to him since he's got an envelope here already. Mikey's going to start a Canadian collection. Oh, and I used to get them at Tim Hortons all the time, too, in Clio. Yeah, I knew you were close to Windsor, Ontario, James. Did I ever tell you guys about the time the medical transport screwed up and we kept telling him he needed to turn? And he was talking to his arguing with his girlfriend on the phone, and he ended up getting us on the Ambassador Bridge. Took us to Windsor. And we're all like screaming at this dude. I hope he didn't lose his job, but there was like 3 or 4 people on there, and the traffic was all snarled up and he couldn't get turned around. And we had to go all the way over to where they have that turnaround thing and come back. But, yeah, up there, it's pretty common to get Canadian coins, but down in the South, it really isn't until you get into Florida. And you can pick up Canadian coins there because a lot of Canadians go to Florida in the winter. But my very first, when I started metal detecting, I was in Georgia, and I was out in the middle of this field that used to be a cotton field, and the very first silver coin I found with my little bounty hunter gold digger, my little $40 detector, was a 1954 Canadian dime out in the middle of a Georgia cotton field. And I have that coin is in my ring tray with my gold and silver rings that I found because I wanted to keep it. I thought it was so unusual where I got it. I don't know. And it was about 7.5, 8 inches down. So it'd been there for a while. But, yep, my first silver coin was a Canadian coin, not a U.S. one. And then my next one was a war nickel I found on my sister's farm. About the only good thing I found on my sister's farm. I think there was a lot of filbert put out there. But, yeah, I found a few Canadian coins detecting. But I used to get a lot of them in my pocket change when I lived up in Michigan. And like I said, you pick them up in Florida because people, one of the things, Linwood and Davidson on the west side. Okay. Yeah, one of the things I noticed about our Canadian visitors to Florida, when they first quit using pennies in Canada, the Canadian tourists coming down to Florida and Georgia brought Canadian pennies down, and they'd slip them in with what they were spending at the grocery store or whatever to get rid of them. Okay, I opened another roll, so I'm gonna go at least till I finish this roll, and maybe one more, because I really want to get caught up. And I'm having fun because I haven't been able to do this for a while. And I've got to go through all these giveaways that I'm working on sending out. I had 2-3 people that did not claim their prizes. And if they were people that are regulars on my channel and I have their address in my database, that would be one thing. But I don't have time to be chasing people around going, hey, you won a prize a month ago, you didn't claim it. Yeah, my attitude is kind of, hey, I understand if you're a regular and you overlooked sending it to me because you assumed that I know it. But a couple of these people I never heard of. Oh, Lily Sebin. I think that's what M3 is. 7. Yeah, he's going to be 8 this year. He's going to turn 8. My cat's a Michigander. He was born in Genesee County, Michigan. I'm assuming. That's where he turned up as a kitten, so I think that's where he was born. Although it's pretty close up there. He could have been born in Tuscola County too. But I'm guessing probably Genesee. And I was watching this thing today. A video that came up on my YouTube on the recommended for you, and it was about all these tornadoes that went through Michigan in 1953. They went through Port Huron, and then they went across the river into Canada. And just when they thought it was all over with, then a whole nother bunch went through Flint and back up and went through Port Huron again. And it was wild watching these videos, this footage from 1953, and the people oh, that's okay, Mikey. Just let me know in the next couple of days. That's fine. Anyway, they were showing these tornado footage from 1953, which is the year I was born. And I was thinking, man, Flint just can't catch a freaking break. Yeah, it was devastating. There was like 100 and something people got killed because nobody believed what they were hearing on the radio. Of course, there was no weather channel or anything like that. And it was a beautiful day, and people were going to the beach and doing, all the things you would be doing. It was in May of 1953, so I was 2 months old. And they were showing this guy that was a local radio DJ, and he had run into the mayor of Port Huron And the mayor's just standing there on the street, like nothing was going on. And this dude's like, got his cameras and everything. And the mayor says, well, where are you going? And he says, well, I'm going to go up here on the top of this fire tower and try to get some pictures of this tornado. And the mayor's going, what tornado? We don't have tornadoes in Port Huron. Well, about an hour later, he found out, Mayor, yeah, we do. But yeah, I was just thinking as I was watching it going, man, every time Flint builds itself up, then it gets torn down again by some devastating thing like tornadoes or water, or I feel bad for Flint. I do. But yeah, it was really interesting to watch how they handled things like that back in the early 1950s. Now it's coming and you can get out of the way of things to a point. But the other thing that was interesting about this video was this one guy they were talking to that was a survivor of that said what he doesn't understand is here we are in 2023 and areas are still getting wiped out by tornadoes. They still have not really come to terms with how to do the warnings and how to make sheltered areas. And he's kind of right. We've still not made progress, and a lot of it is because people don't want to listen. They think they know, like Mikey said, just like with hurricanes. They, now they give you have warning that it's coming, and people choose to ignore it. Oh, well, it never hit before. But yeah, I was watching this video and it was unbelievable. And I had this thought. They were showing this one area of Flint that was just completely devastated by those tornadoes back in the 1950s. And they were telling the names of the streets and stuff, and how many houses were completely flattened. And I'm wondering what, if anything, was built where those places were destroyed. And if nothing was, that would be an interesting place to go metal detecting. One of it was a drive-in movie theater where all these people were at the drive-in because these storms went through at night, the ones that hit Flint, and everybody was trying to get out, and they were having car wrecks and everything because nobody wanted to yield the right-of-way to anybody else. And I'm just wondering, what all would be in that area where all those buildings were destroyed. And there was like this one guy, he was talking about his family had left Port Huron and were going over to Flint, ironically, to an award dinner for the DJ who a couple of days before had saved all these people in Port Huron by staying on the air and telling them what to do, because they didn't have any clue. They were not accustomed to having tornadoes. And anyway, there were 7 people in this car, and they were going over to Flint, and somehow they ended up right in this storm, and everybody but one person got thrown out of the car, because back then they didn't have seatbelts in them or anything. And this guy was like 11 when this happened, and his brother was the only one in the car. And they said they figured that car rolled at least 8 or 9 times with his brother in it. And somehow none of them died. But they said over 150 people got killed in Flint. And I was like, man. Because I've never seen a tornado in Michigan. But I guess when they get them, they really get them. But yeah, this one really devastated Port Huron, and then it went across the river and over into Canada and tore the daylights out of stuff over there too. It was a wild piece of video. It was really interesting. Oh, Mikey, I've seen people do everything in hurricanes in Florida. Now, the first one I ever remember going through, I mean, there were some little ones. I'm pretty sure the first couple years that we lived there, but nothing big. And then in 1960, there was a hurricane that they still talk about today, even though they don't really have accurate reports because stuff just didn't exist back then, as far as hurricane tracking planes and all that. That stuff didn't exist. What did exist was the ham radio operators would track the storms and at least tell you which way they were going and what kind of damage they were leaving in their wake. But, there really wasn't any prediction things or anything. But the ham radio operators did the best they could. My uncle was one. And it's why my brother now is a ham radio operator. But 1960, we had a hurricane called Hurricane Donna. Now, Donna was a mean old gal. She decided, I think we got an S here. Yeah, we got a 69S. Somebody's a ham. KK6IPR, huh? Oh, yeah, Jackalope. That was another thing that they showed in that video that I was watching was these people had a farm outside of Flint, and they lost over 150 cows in that tornado. Yeah, my brother's a ham, SkyQuest. And my uncle, his name was Francis, but we called him Friday. My Uncle Friday tracked hurricanes as a ham operator in the 40s and 50s. And he had this globe that had a little base in the bottom of it that had a world atlas in it. And he would mark these storms on the maps in the atlas. And I have that globe with the atlas. Anyway, we had Hurricane Donna, and I was going into second grade when Hurricane Donna came, and we had only lived in Florida for a little while. We weren't really familiar with how bad one of these things could be. Well, everybody decided they were going to come to our house because we had, instead of all electric appliances, we had gas appliances. So when the power went out, we still had a refrigerator and we still had stove and everything. So here's our little bitty house, which only had really 2 bedrooms, and my parents were sleeping in a half converted garage at the time. I lived in Houston for a while too. Well, not exactly Houston. I lived in Jacinto City, which is right outside of Houston. But anyway, we had no clue about hurricanes in 1960. And our neighbor lady, she was an old lady, and she lived in a cabin, and her son lived on the other side of us. And he absolutely begged his mom to come over into their house because it was concrete block. And she's like, nope, wasn't going to do it. Well, we're watching, and the roof is coming off of this old lady's little cabin. Next thing we know, we see our neighbor go across our backyard. And a couple minutes later, we see him come back across the backyard carrying his mama in her rocking chair because she refused to come out. So he just picked her up, chaired off, carried her out through the hurricane. So, yeah, I've seen the people do some pretty crazy stuff. But that hurricane was bad. It went across the state, went out into the Gulf of Mexico, turned around out there for a little while, turned around, came back across the state again. So Orlando got hit twice. That was my first real experience. It tore my school up bad enough that I had to go to a double session in second grade at a different school because it tore one of the buildings up, and it tore our cafeteria up. And yeah, it was a real experience when you're a little kid and you've never seen a storm like that before. We didn't know what to do, but when it was over, we were out in my dad had a little 14-foot aluminum boat to go fishing in. And we were out. There was so much water. We were paddling up and down our street looking for people's cats and dogs to rescue because everything was flooded. Our house was one of the few that was not flooded bad, and that was because my dad had made sand barriers and stuff. But yeah, I've seen people do incredibly stupid things in hurricanes. They always think it's not going to happen to them. Like when Charlie, Francis, and Jean all went through within about 3 weeks of each other. That was supposed to go in Tampa Bay, but it didn't. It went in way down south between Naples and Punta Gorda and up through Orlando. Well, all these people, they didn't believe it was going to get anywhere near Orlando, so they didn't prep. And Orlando got hurt bad. Real bad. You know, my attitude is people say, well, they always tell us to prep, and then it doesn't come, and we wasted all our time and money. Well, all it takes is one. And, you know, it can be bad. I got trapped in a house one time because a tree fell down right across our front door. We couldn't get out. And of course, this was in the day before there was any cell phones, and we didn't have a regular phone. So we were kind of stuck in there until somebody that worked with my roommate came by to see if we were okay, and realized we couldn't get out. We couldn't get out a window. We couldn't get out a door. We were just stuck in there. We had prepped though. We had food and stuff, but I've seen people almost die, and I've seen people die because they didn't want to believe the forecast. And they're like, well, I'm not doing any of that BS, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know. I just would. Having grown up down there and been through so many of them. Whoop, there's another S. 69S. Put that up there in the keepers. Yeah, when I lived in Houston, wasn't a hurricane, but I got in a flood. My place backed up to Green Bayou. And I thought I had everything up high enough, but I didn't. And I lost a lot of stuff. A lot of photos and stuff that I had up on a shelf that I thought was high enough, and I was wrong. And the store I worked in was completely flooded. 18 would be good. Okay, that's what I thought, Mikey. I got a real nice chain to put it on, so we'll get that taken care of in the next few days. Okay, I'm almost done with this roll, and when I'm finished with it, we're going to quit. When I finish it, we gonna quit. I'm happy that I made it through. It was getting questionable there about 5 o'clock whether or not I was gonna. I felt okay when I scheduled it, but then sometimes this stuff just hits me out of nowhere, and when you can't breathe, you just can't do a stream because you have to keep talking and run out of air. It ain't fun. It no fun at all. And M3 today has been just an absolute stinker. It's like, usually if I don't feel good, he kind of knows I don't feel good and he leaves me alone, or he'll come and snuggle with me. But today, he just wanted to torment me. He's like snapping at my ankles and jumped up on my stomach, and he weighs 15 pounds. So that was not fun. And he just been tormenting the bejeebies out of me today. Yeah, I don't know what his agenda was, but wasn't. Oh, there's a 74S. That's the third S out of this roll. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, email it to me, James, because that way I'll have it in my email and I can go back and find it if I need it. Boy, there's a lot of copper in this box. All right, I got 5 more to go. Ugh. And then I think I'm going to go to bed pretty soon. Yeah, they took my visiting nurse away from me when I went in the hospital, which was really stupid. And they lied to me, and they told me it was because my insurance didn't want to pay for it anymore. And then when I asked my insurance about it, they said no. They told us that they had a staffing problem and they just couldn't cover you anymore. And they told the hospital that I still had the nurse. Otherwise, the hospital wouldn't have sent me home. They would have never sent me home without a nurse. So I've been going through all this mess without any nursing care. And I filed a complaint. And so tomorrow I got to make a phone call to this agency because they screwed up. Here's where they screwed up. They sent me a letter. They mailed it. Well, the date on it is April 25th, and that's the day I went into the hospital. But they didn't mail the letter until May the 2nd. which was the day I came home. Well, of course, I didn't get it until like the 5th or something. And they didn't notify anybody that there wasn't going to be a nurse here. I got home and I contacted my nurse to find out what time she was coming in the morning, and she said, "I'm not your nurse anymore." And I'm like, what? So anyway, I got to deal with, they basically committed fraud, because they told one thing in the letter, they told me something, and then they told the insurance something else. They told the hospital and my primary care something else. And because they sent that letter, they can't pull back what they told me, because I have that in writing, and it's different than what they told all the medical professionals. So somebody gonna get in trouble. Spraycan, I was talking about you earlier because I was showing off my harmonica. Thank you for that. Yeah, I did a little mail call at the beginning of the stream, and I was showing off my harmonica. So yeah, about to wrap her up here. I've been on 2 hours. That's extremely good for me. Now, Wednesday night at 6, I'll be doing the metal detecting, but there will be some coins involved in that one, because my friend Tony, they went detecting while I was in the hospital, those stinkers, and they found some fabulous coins. They found some really, really good coins, and he sent me a bunch of photos last night. So we'll be showing those off on the Wednesday show. And I got a duck race where we'll be giving away some little silver duckies. Little duckies. And a couple of other prizes. And I will actually be on camera Wednesday night, the actual real Susie Q, because I promised that if anybody sent me merchandise, wearable merchandise like a hat or a shirt or things like that, I would come on camera wearing that merchandise and help them promote their merch. And so I received 2 shirts from Florida Metal Detecting, one for me and one to give away. And these are the coolest shirts. Oh, and I mean cool in every possible way. Cool. Way cool. So we're going to be giving that away. I'm going to be on camera. We're going to show off some fancy schmancy coins people been finding. And hopefully I won't be too sick to do it. Everything with me at this point is subject to change without notice, but I'm trying to keep the channel going. So on that note, I'm going to take my little happy self off and take my medicine and grab a little bite and go get some rest, because I put in 2 whole hours. That's pretty good. We didn't find much in the way of Wheaties in the rolls, but we found a couple Canadians, and I think it was 3 S pennies. So we found some little treasures, a little bit of treasure. So I appreciate everybody coming in. We'll see you Wednesday, if not before. We managed to get through without anything crashing. So I think the computer my brother sent is working out okay. I got to get the rest of my software and everything on here so I can start doing editing videos again. But we're getting there. Hopefully we'll get to Michigan soon. And that'll be a whole new experience. So I appreciate everybody stopping by, and we'll see you soon. All right. Thank you, everybody. Up. There's Mr. Benji. He was out eating Indians. Yeah, I will. I'm working on it, Doug. I had to get my computer set up so I could get back into my program, and I just got it moved today, but I still got to move some stuff over from the old computer onto this one because that's got my invoicing and everything is on the other one. But Sandy will be here tomorrow, so she can help me move computer stuff around. So hopefully in a day or two, I'll have you invoiced. That's your pennies. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate all your support while I've been sick. It really means a lot. Thanks. Night, everybody.